my fellow comic book collectors. It's Alan, the Comic Collector Geek, and this is going to be an interesting video because it's going to be two videos in one, actually. A few days ago, recorded today's video, and the video was actually about why the comic community needs Sticky Goose. And in the video, I was giving advice about why I think we need him, and where I thought he should be in the community in terms of his role within the community. I saw him as providing a voice to different ideas, and that maybe some ideas that other people would be too polite to say, or he could be that person that could voice things that need to be said that many people might not be comfortable enough to say. We needed a black sheep in order to be the voice for that. And that's what the video was about. So I'll actually, at the end of this video, I will air the other video. So you'll get 2 in 1. It'll be an extended video because it's just funny. Because today I turn on YouTube and what do I see? I see Sticky Goose is back, and and he's basically making the points that I was making in my videos. I'm like, well, I can't air my video now without some explanation because it won't make any sense because he's already back. It doesn't make sense. So I'm recording this on Friday, which is when he dropped his video. I'm like, oh man, now I got to re-record my video. I'll wing it and go with whatever. But I'll put the two together basically. But he dropped his video. I guess he's back. I think he realized that it's one of those things when collecting is comic book collectors, I think, are addicts for the most part. Like I'm referring to myself as well in that we have this addictive personality, and it's the same kind of personality that creates hoarders, or it creates that kind of desire to get things. I don't know what it is, but that same personality also makes it hard to quit YouTube. I look at other YouTubers that quit, like Reggie. He quit and he disappeared for a few years, or not a few years, but he disappeared for a little while and then he came back. Even Bueller disappeared for a little while and came back. It's hard to get, like, as a comic collector, I guess, that addiction of, doing the YouTube, and especially if you do it on a pretty regular basis, it becomes an addiction in its own right, that you connect to the hobby. So I think that's brought him back, that, you have that urge to say your opinion, put it out there, and, record a YouTube video. And, it becomes second nature after a while. So I think that's what's brought him back to the hobby. And from what he was saying in his video, I'm actually very happy to hear that he was getting a lot of positive feedback. Because, I think he realized as well that he was bringing negativity, because he was, it's fine to complain about the comic books. It's fine to complain about the LCSs. It's fine to complain about CGC. It's fine to complain about a lot of things, but you don't complain about people in the community. Like, that's just the wrong way of doing it. I think he realized that, because strangely, the community came and supported him and said, hey, come back. So I think that's a good sign. I'm used to watching a lot of anime, and there's always the bad guy that that the hero is fighting, but at the end of it, once they finish the fight, even though they're trying to kill each other, there's always this redemption arc for the bad guy. Well, I think Sticky Goose has gone through that a little bit. I'm not sure if he's 100% there, but I think he's realized a few things. I mean, he had to go through a few hurdles to get there, but I think he's seen the light. And I do believe he's the kind of person that can make great content. I mean, if he can build a channel the size that he did, he can make great content. And I actually enjoyed watching most of his stuff. So yeah, I'm glad to see him back. Congrats to Sticky Goose for coming back. And I know this is an unpopular opinion. I have a tendency of saying unpopular things, but I actually think it's good that he's back. So I'll say goodbye on this video, and I'll let the other video play, so you'll get an extra hello. So I hope you enjoy the second part, which is the part that I made before that I knew that he's coming back. So take it for that. Okay, so bye for now. Hello, my fellow comic book collectors. It's Alan, the Comic Collector Geek, and this is going to be an interesting video because I am actually going to say that the comic book community needs Sticky Goose. Not a very popular opinion, I think, but let me get into it, and I'll explain why I think we need a Sticky Goose in the community. If you look at his channel before he quit, I know that he quit recently, and he kind of tarnished his own image when just before he quit. He did a lot of things that kind of led the community away from him, because what he did was he attacked the community. You know, he came across as being condescending to the fellow community members, and maybe that's just his persona that he puts on. But I have a feeling that he says things without thinking of the consequences of what he is saying. And that's to me, I don't mind that personally, because I say a lot of goofy things that I probably should have not have said, and I can sort of forgive that kind of behavior. But the reason I'm saying that we need him, despite all the bad drama that he created, was we do need somebody in the community that can be a fighter, that is willing to say and things that people may not want to hear. And his channel had over 12,000 subscribers, so people were obviously interested in what he was saying. So there's definitely a lot of interest in what he's saying. My thought is this: we need that person that is willing to say the things that people might not want to hear, because sometimes we need that that difference of opinion. Because if we all sort of just repeat the same thing and say the same stuff, and it becomes an echo chamber, and we're all just patting each other on the back, and that's not good. We need somebody to stir things up. It's sort of like, I think of him as kind of like like the bad guy in wrestling. Like, if everybody was the good guy in wrestling, there'd be nothing to cheer for. Who do you cheer for? It's like, you need that guy that's just like the bad guy that kind of goes out and he gets everyone all upset. And then you see the good guy kind of fight him, and sometimes the good guy doesn't win, and that's interesting. There's that kind of battle. So that drama, but the black sheep, or whatever you want to call him, the bad guy. I mean, we all read superhero comics, so we are used to having bad guys in the hobby, right? Well, Joker and all those characters that we actually really love, despite them being bad. Well, I kind of think we need somebody in the community that does videos that maybe we don't necessarily agree with, but at least brings out different ideas. I think, again, I really don't like the idea of an echo chamber where we're all just agreeing with each other. Having somebody that comes in and gives different opinions is actually pretty cool. I'd like to go further with that, though. I don't think what he should do is attack fellow community members. I don't believe in that type of drama. I think that's just bringing down the hobby rather than building it up. But I do believe we need an advocate, or somebody that is willing to say things like against, for example, CGC, some of the scandals that happened there, or different things that are problems that are happening in the community, and with either comic dealers or the grading companies or whatever it is, or the movies maybe, where he can say unpopular things that really make people think about what's going on in the hobby, and maybe find ways to improve the hobby. So you almost need that destructive force to, make, the wrecking ball to come in and, you know, kind of mess things up so that things can be rebuilt. I don't know if that's a good analogy or not, but the idea is that I really do believe that we need somebody who can put out different ideas. And if you look at what the content, majority of the content that Sticky Goose was putting out, it was that kind of stuff. It was the few videos that he did do where he was really creating drama within the community itself was what brought him down and stopped him from making more videos in the end. But the majority of his content was about, looking at do people even read comics? Why do, are people buying comics for the right reasons? That was another common theme within his videos. Are graded comics even worth getting graded? Like, are comics even worth getting graded? And these were unpopular opinions, but they're ones that we should think about, whether we agree with them or not. And I think sometimes we need that person that can say it and, and bring out a little bit of that hate where like people can say, oh, I totally disagree with you and, blah, 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 but there's somebody that can take it in a way. And I think Sticky Goose, for the most part, could take it, where he put out things that really upset the community, like, that everybody's just in it for the money. but yeah, but it's going to be something where, it really encourages people to think about what they're doing with the hobby. And thinking about it, those sharing of ideas encourages growth. And I do believe that that's something we need. So I don't know if Sticky Goose will ever come back. I don't know if this video will even convince him to come back. I doubt it. I think he's watched maybe one of my videos before, and he had the wrong opinion of me for the most part. But I did enjoy his content for the most part. Like, as I said, there was a few videos I thought where he's stepped out of line. So what? I don't take offense to things. Like, people insult me all the time. Like, if you saw my day job, you'd really understand that. It's one of those things. You develop a thick skin. So I don't know. I don't know if he's gonna come back. I'd love to hear people's opinions about this. What do you think? Do we need somebody? Is Sticky Goose even the right guy for the job? There's other ones that are in the community that I feel like are trying to fill the Sticky Goose void, that are just all about the drama. They didn't understand that there was more to it than that, which I don't want to go that way. I really fear that we could go that way as a community where, when there's a void, things end up filling that void. It's just the way a vacuum works. And if we fill it with the wrong people, where they just all about drama and just, people that are just trying to upset people for the sake of upsetting people and getting views and getting that drama created, then I definitely think that would be the wrong way to go. I do want it to be a positive community, but at the same time, I don't want it to be an echo chamber where, we got to balance the two, right? We got to, have new ideas, introduce ideas that are maybe a little scary to think about, but introduce ideas and really just develop the hobby, like, put things out there. I try to do that myself, like with these videos. Even this video is me kind of asking the question, is Sticky Goose somebody that we should bring back into the hobby, or people like him, or is there better ways? What did you think? Did you like his content? Did you not like his content? But asking that kind of question shouldn't bring hate. It shouldn't bring up people upset. It should bring rebuttal, obviously. Say, hey, I totally disagree. That's fine. I don't mind people disagree. But it shouldn't just, I find that a lot of the time, instead of people really addressing the ideas or looking at the ideas that are being put out there, they just get upset. It's like they just, either swear at you or they don't really understand what you're trying to get at or the reason why you're trying to get at it. You're like, my thing is I really love the idea of putting out ideas and just creating discussion, so that, as again, the more ideas that come out, even bad ideas, the more we learn from it. I love learning. I find that that's what really drove me to the hobby in the first place, because there was so much to learn. Um, so yeah, so what do you think? I'm going to put it out back to you guys. What do you think? Do we need a Sticky Goose in the community? Should we encourage him to come back? Do you think we need a bad guy in order to make the good guys shine? What is your opinion? Like, I'd love to hear it. Put it in the comments below. Bye for now.